I was asked if it makes me sad that people are being mean to Katy Perry right now, and I'm like, well, this has been going on for about 8 years now, so I think I'm used to it. Hello. You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me. Hello, everyone. It is currently Easter outside right now, in the world. This is Sunday afternoon. Yep, it's 12:08. It's also 4:20. So, if you celebrate 4:20, happy that to you, and I hope you're having a great day and you get all the munchies. I feel like I've been gone for a long time, but technically I have not, to you guys at least, because I pre-recorded another episode before I left for California, and now I'm back, but I've compiled a lot of information, and plus I want to talk about Coachella. So I'm going to do like a really deep dive on my Patreon about Coachella this coming Friday for the newest episode. But I'll go on and kind of go through some of the highlights of the weekend. I went to weekend one and it was insanely crowded. We tried to get car camping, which is what my friends usually do, and I was like, okay, that's whatever, you know. I would rather stay in a house, but at this point, it was already too late to find somewhere close. But four of us had signed up for car camping, and none of us were getting like any sort of movement or anything. We were on the wait list, and we Googled it, and it said, "Yeah, I've been on this list for months, and nothing's happened." So we're like, well, we probably better get a house. So my friend Emily looked. We were gonna look at hotel or motels and hotels and stuff, and they were bringing up. We kind of had like a Coachella meeting, and she was like streaming her computer to the TV, and we're looking at motels and stuff. And honestly, I don't mind staying in divey motels. I know that sounds weird, not like disgusting ones, but like if I have to stay in a Motel 8 or what is it called? Well, yeah, is that what it's called? Whatever they are, Super 8, Motel 6 is what I'm thinking of, for a few days, it's whatever. Plus, we weren't really going to be there, but I guess we were technically at the house a lot. Just ask my friend Lakota. We went to Phoenix once, and she was in charge of booking the motel, and it was so funny. She was so embarrassed. She's like, "This place is so bad." It was like really bad, but I loved it. I have always wanted to stay in one of those places that you like don't dare sit down in. This was definitely one of those places. We were on a whole other side of the wing, if you could call it that, and there were like fridges in the hallway. They're out at the pool. They had like this cabana thing, and on top of it was like a Barbie head. It's just like that's the kind of vibe. You sat in the chair by the table. There was a McDonald's in the parking lot. There was also a freeway entrance in the parking lot. This is how crazy this place was. And so I sat down to eat my chicken nuggets from McDonald's, and the chair completely leaned sideways. Like I'm surprised it didn't snap. I tried to call the front desk, and I picked up the phone, and the cord ripped out of the receiver. The TV was one of those big fat ones. Um, what else? They had three hangers that come from like the cleaners, you know, those like wire hangers. Lakota's bed. There was a cigarette burn through each layer of her bedding. So either they changed the bedding and then the maid sat down and smoked a cigarette and then burned her cigarette through all of them, or they never changed the bedding. I don't know. It was hilarious. So what I'm getting at is I could have stayed anywhere. Um, but we ended up getting a house about 30 minutes away. So Coachella is in Indio, which is south of Palm Springs. But Palm Springs is like the place everybody knows. So you just say Palm Springs. So we were east of Palm Springs, and it was kind of a weird area, but we were pretty much by ourselves. Like there were neighbors, but they weren't close enough that we felt like we were bothering anybody. One thing was annoying though. We paid a lot of money for this house and it fit everybody and it was nice, whatever. We get a message like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days before, and they're like, so if you want to heat the pool, it'll be an extra $350 or $400. And then if you want to heat the hot tub, it's $100 for the whole time. And we're like, what? We just paid you like all this money. Now we have to pay for the pool to be heated. So we decided just to do the hot tub and not do the pool. And the pool, it was actually not terrible. I didn't swim a lot, but it wasn't terrible. So one of us actually ended up getting car camping. So they went and set up their stuff there and like left the alcohol and treats and all that stuff there. So we kind of go back and forth from the festival. And then we would all stay at the house at night and kind of go back and forth. And then, yeah, so the first day, apparently it starts at like 1, but you don't get there at 1 because I guess that's not the cool thing to do, or we just couldn't get there. But we had some other friends that went also, and they didn't get there until like 5 or 6 each day too. So I think it's just kind of the thing to do, but you have to like fight traffic. That's the only problem. So we'd get there at like 5 every day. The first day I saw Marina. She's formerly Marina and the Diamonds. She sings Prima Donna Girl, or just Prima Donna, How to Be a Heartbreaker. What are her other songs? She has a new album coming out, so she sang some of the songs from that. That was good because I love Prima Donna. Prima Donna is probably one of the best pop songs ever written. It's just pure pop perfection. And then the next was it Benson Boone after that I saw? And he was incredible. Like I had pretty good, they weren't seats, but I was pretty close to the stage for both of those. And he just is pure talent. And he does a lot of flips. I wonder if that's like going to die out because I don't know, like we get it. You can flip and do all that stuff, but he did like a medley of, not a medley, he did a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and he brought out Brian something from Queen who played the guitar. So that was kind of cool. And he has a great voice. I wanted to see him in concert. I wanted to see him when he came to Utah, but tickets were so expensive. Like so expensive, like rivaling almost Beyonce and Taylor Swift. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Then I wanted to go see him when we were in Oklahoma because he was literally just like right down the road from us, and those tickets were expensive too. I'm like, oh well. So I got to see him finally. He's great. And after that was anyone before? It was Missy Elliott next, who we kind of just watched from afar. And then it was Lady Gaga. And when I tell you this was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. And we all just kept looking at each other. We're like, we're witnessing history right now. Like this is like career defining history for her. And she has a lot of career defining moments, but she spared no expense. The stage was immaculate. The choreography, the storyline, it was broken up into 5 different parts. She didn't sing anything from Art Pop or Chromatica or Joanne, which I'm fine with. I like Joanne, don't get me wrong, I do. It's just I don't listen to it, and it's just kind of not my vibe. I love Art Pop. I loved Art Pop from the beginning. I was never one of those people that didn't get it, and now I do. I got it from the very beginning. And Chromatica, I wasn't, like, it's here or there for me. It's like hit or miss. I do like a lot of them on there, but I don't ever go and listen to it. So I think she kind of got the gist of that's kind of what people's vibes are. But I feel like she could have done something from Art Pop for sure. But I guess with the vibe she was going for, it was like this opera, this Italian opera, I think. And so she started out with Bloody Mary, which I'm so glad I got to hear that live. Then she sang Abracadabra, Judas. She sang Shiza, I think that's how you say it. Like all these great songs. She sang Alejandro, you guys. Oh my gosh. I love the Fame Monster era. So the fact that she sang that. She did Poker Face. She didn't do Just Dance. And people were like, oh, that's okay. I'm like, but that's the song that started it all, you guys. That's a song that just truly like launched her into pop stardom. She ended with Bad Romance, and kind of the theme of the whole show was like she was like killing her older self or like the monster. And at the end, it's like the finale or the encore, and she's like, monsters never die. And then she started singing whoa, whoa, whoa. And everyone went crazy. And it was just the best time. The weather was perfect. Everyone kept telling me it was going to be super cold there at night. And it really wasn't. It was like 100 in the day. And I think at night it got to like 70. And so, but I went, Gaga had her own merch tent. And I went and I got a shirt, which I absolutely love. I got a bandana, which I absolutely love. Because this is all merch just specifically for Coachella. And then I got a bright yellow hoodie because I was like, well, I'm going to wear this tonight. And I didn't end up having to. But then I was like, well, I don't want to carry all this stuff around now. So I went to the other merch tent where they have all the artist stuff. And my friends were like in line clear in front of me. And I saw on the wall, I was like, get me that Charlie XCX Brat tote bag. And he's like, okay. And so I literally carried all my stuff in that all weekend. And it was perfect. It was just wonderful. What else? She sang Paparazzi, and it sounded so similar to the Paparazzi she sang at the VMAs. You all know what I'm talking about. The best performance in history. People were like shook that she did Poker Face on a chessboard or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's really cool, but Katy Perry did that at the Super Bowl, so it's not like career breaking, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't come up with that, and probably Katy Perry didn't either. So, all right, next day, you guys, I wasn't going to bed until like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I wake up at like 7 or 8, and just do it all over again. We'd have mimosas every morning. We would just like lounge by the pool. We'd all get ready, just like walking around, like saying how much we loved each other's outfits. We get to the festival, sneak in a little bit of vodka. By little, I mean a lot, and just be day drunk the whole time. It was so fun. I loved it. They had Zed there. I saw Zed's set on Sunday. Let's see, I'm getting ahead of myself. Saturday. Who was Saturday? Not many people I wanted to see on Saturday. Green Day was the main performer. The only one I cared about was Charlie XCX, and again, I was up close, and it was amazing. I watched her live stream yesterday of her performance of Weekend 2, and she kind of shaded Weekend 1. People kept saying in the audience, especially at Gaga's, they're like, people were just standing there, like no one was dancing, no one was jumping. I'm like, are you serious? Like, it was pure mayhem, literally, like quite literally, pure mayhem. People were going crazy, but apparently on camera, it doesn't seem like that. And I guess for Charlie's set, because yesterday she's like, are you guys Weekend 2, are you gonna be louder than that other weekend that we don't talk about? And I'm like, oh, that's not very nice. So apparently to Charlie we weren't loud enough, and I'm like, well, whatever. But she brought out Troye Sivan, she brought out Lorde, and then she brought out Billie Eilish. 3 people on one weekend, one stage. I'm like, that's crazy. We were actually talking to an employee there, and I can't remember how it got brought up, but they were saying how a surprise guest was coming with Charlie. And I had a feeling it was going to be Lorde because she's been teasing this little new era or new song she's doing. And she's like, I can't tell you, but I can give you a hint. She's like, it's really hard. We're like, oh, okay. And she's like, it's a pop star. And they all look at me. They're like, well, Casey's like into pop stars, so he might get this. And I was like, but she said it was hard, so I don't know if I will. And she's like, okay, well, I'll tell you when I'm done here and you guys are walking away. We're like, okay. And she's like, all right, you're all set. Have a good day. I'm going to start walking away. She's like, now remember, she's a liability. And all of us were like, oh, yes, it is Lorde. And I was like, first of all, that wasn't hard. That was a super easy hint. And I was like, I really hope this is true. I hope, because did I ever tell you guys when we were at the Taylor Swift concert in Seattle, and me and Catherine were getting like food. I think we were getting chicken strips, and the worker kept telling everybody, this show has an extended 30 minutes to it. She's telling everybody this. Like we heard all the people in front of us, and she's telling us that. We're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I was like, but how would she know? Like, she's working in the concession stand. How would she know this? And that wasn't true. That didn't happen. I'm like, why would she be telling people this? I hope she's like at home or like driving home right now, like super embarrassed. Like, I just told hundreds of people that the show was an extra 30 minutes. So I didn't hold my breath because of that little incident. And I'm like, well, if she shows up, that's great. And she did. And I think she was having mic problems. I think I think they all kind of were because you could barely hear Billie, you could barely hear Lord, and I can't remember about Troy, but my friend Kristen went and she has a broken arm, and she just got the stitches out literally the day we left to go to Coachella, and but she has it in like a sling, like an arm cast, whatever. So we're sitting there, and all of a sudden she's like, ow, ow. She's like, you can grab onto literally anything but this arm. And she's like, yeah, it's broken. And a girl literally grabbed onto her arm as she was like trying to get through this crowd so aggressively. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, are you kidding? The only person she did that to, and it's your broken arm. She's like, yeah. I'm like, did it hurt? She's like, yeah, it really hurts. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, who does that? And like, especially if you see someone with an arm cast, why would you grab it? Anyway, Charlie was good. Then I met up with some other friends. We saw Queen Herbie, she used to be Carmen, the band Carmen, and they sing Broken Hearted. And how does it? I don't want to sing. I don't like to sing because I'm not good. But it's like, I'll be waiting all day for you to call me baby, baby, baby. Don't you leave me broken hearted tonight. But apparently she didn't like that phase of her life anymore, and she is a rapper now, and it's actually has some pretty good lines, but they're kind of like cheesy. It's not like Nicki Minaj level. Um, so that was fun. We took pictures. We walked around. We went to the merch tent. So the Coachella has its own merch tent too, and it has like apparently it's not just a music festival. It's called Coachella Music and Arts Festival. So that's that. But they hire some artists every year to do their own like merch thing. And Travis Scott was also there on Saturday night, and I didn't care to go because Travis Scott, he doesn't have a very good track record with festivals. Plus, I don't know anything of his really, and people were saying it's not very good. We were at the merch tent, and his show was going on, and the security guard was there. He's like, "You guys," like he's telling everybody, he's like, "Why aren't you at Travis Scott? Like you're here. Come on, go to Travis Scott." Like he wanted to go so bad, but he couldn't because he was working. We're like, no thanks, we're good. So they had tons of options to go through, but I got this really cute one. It has like I posted on my Instagram, but it has the Coachella name and like this cool orange, and on the back it's got like flowers and a sign that says Indio or something, or Palm Springs or something. So I ended up getting that the next day because I'm like, well, I'm not really sure, and I already spent a lot of money on Gaga stuff, but we'll see. Yeah, what else? Then we went home and did it all again the next day. Sunday was my friend Edgar's birthday, so we didn't really coordinate very well. I was like, "Hey Edgar, can I take your car to the grocery store?" Because it was down the street, and we were out of vodka. And I'm like, "Well, I need vodka to go today." And all my friends kept complaining that I want the most expensive kind, and I'm like, "You guys, it's so much smoother, it's so much better. You don't feel sick, like, and just do it." So I went to the grocery store, and they to get him a cake too, to get Edgar a cake, and I was like, the alcohol is just like behind the counter, kind of like you check out, and then you can walk and go out the door or whatever. It's just right there. And I asked the cashier, I was like, do I just like go grab that? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. So I did, and I grabbed 2 bottles of Belvedere, and I come back. She's like, oh, actually, it's only one per customer. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. I'll just go put it back. And she starts laughing. She's like, I'm just kidding. I'm like, oh, okay. And the guy behind me in line was like, I was about to not come back here after I heard that. And they just start laughing. And she's like, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so funny if that was like a real law? And I was like, well, I'm from Utah, so that technically is probably a real law, and I would not be buying it on a Sunday, especially in a grocery store. And they are like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. We get it now. So we go back, and I pull in, and there's a Uber Eats or DoorDash person just leaving, and I go in with his cake, and my other friends had already ordered all this stuff, and they're like, "Did you get him a cake too?" I'm like, "Yes, I got him a SpongeBob one." I couldn't resist. I love a white cake from like Walmart, from just like a white cake, white frosting. Oh, it's so good. So that's what I got. And then we surprised him. They kind of decorated, and um, he came and sat down, and we took shots, and everyone wanted my alcohol again. And they were like, wow, that was so smooth. I'm like, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, like, there's a difference between cheap vodka and good vodka. And this one is good. Um, anyway, yeah, we took shots. We all went around and said things we love about Edgar. And I'm like, this is gonna turn into like that speech from Bridesmaids when everyone's like trying to outdo each other. Then we kind of got ready and went back, and Sunday I didn't really care to see anybody, honestly. I'm gonna be for real with you. It was Meg the Stallion and Post Malone were the biggest ones. I wanted to see Zed. Um, and then I kind of turned into a sad boy on Sunday. You know when like something happens and it makes you sad, and then it kind of just sets off more things. Like, so something happened Sunday that I'm not really gonna get into, and it's not that big of a deal, but it made me sad. So I went off on my own to just kind of be by myself, and I think I was just like, it was just hot. I was kind of drunk, and it just kind of made it worse, you know? So but I was like, I'm not gonna not do stuff because I'm sad. Like, I'm gonna do what I wanted. I wanted to go up and walk in that circle, colorful building, which I did. I went and bought my shirt from the merch stand. I went and watched Zed for a little bit. He brought out Julia Michaels and Maren Morris. And then I saw Meg the Stallion from up in that colorful building thing. But it's just like that thing made me sad. And then it's like, and I'm poor. And I'm getting old. And I'm alone. And, it's just like, it just kept going. I'm like, I think I just need to be sad for a minute. So then I went and sat under a tree and watched Post Malone for a minute. And I think I fell asleep for like 5 minutes. And he did like a bunch of his stuff. He didn't just do the country stuff. He did Better Now, which I love. The line where it's like, I promise, I swear to you, I'll be okay. You're only the love of my life. I'm like, that is one of the saddest lines ever in history. And yeah, he did pretty good. He kept apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry, it sounds really pitchy. It's hard to do this stuff without auto-tune, because when I started, I used a lot of auto-tune, and now I'm trying not to. I thought he sounded fine. Then my friends are like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, I'm watching Post Malone. They're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to be back at the tent. Everyone's like pretty out of it, and we were going to go back home. But, I was going to say, Meg the Stallion's mic cut out like at the end of her set. And she kind of just like kept going, but also it ended, and someone's like, Nicki Minaj is in the back chewing the wires. Which is could be true. So we went back, sobered up, and then we went home. But they weren't gonna let us leave because it was the last day, and they didn't want people to leave all at once, especially if car camping people. So like, you can't start leaving until 2 a.m. We're like, but we're not even staying here. Like, we just need to get in our car and go. And they're like, sorry, like, there's nothing we can do. So we had a tent. One of our friends didn't end up going. It's a really, really sad story, but I'm not going to tell it because it's not mine to tell. And so they ended up giving us their tent, and that was nice. But it had preferred parking, it had like showers and bathrooms, and you got free water. Like, it was really nice. The tents had air conditioning and beds in them and tables. So they're like, just tell us what tent you're in, and we'll come pick you up in like an hour and take you back to your car. We're like, okay. So we go back. We're like just loopy. We're like dehydrated. We're all like out of it. And just as we all kind of get to sleep, they're like, tent 141. We're like, yes. Like, your ride's here. We're like, oh, okay. So we get back to our car, and the entranceway is like blocked off. And so luckily someone else left before us, and they just got out and moved the cones. And I'm like, okay, we gotta hurry before some worker comes and is like, hey, you can't do that. So I just like floored it out onto the road. And off we went. Then we woke up the next day. We left at like 10. We were in the McDonald's parking lot, and I got a notification, and it said, we were just like parked, and we all did. And it's like, an earthquake detected, and it was like a 6.5 earthquake in San Diego. But you could feel it. Like, the car was moving. And if I wouldn't have got the notification, I would have thought it was just like the wind, But alas, it was not. It was an earthquake. And then I listened to Torture Poets Department, because I was still kind of being a sad boy, from Palm Springs to Prim. And then we stopped 4 times in Vegas. And then again in Fillmore. And I'm like, can we please just go home? Can we please? I drove from Vegas to Fillmore. And that was the only time I drove. My friend Edgar drove like the whole way. there and most of the way back. I'm like, are you sure you don't want us to drive? He's like, no, I'm fine. He gets kind of motion sickness, so he like prefers to drive, you know. Anyway, the car was packed, the car was crowded, it was fun, it was great. I cannot wait to go back. I made really good friends on this trip, and um yeah, I'm just excited. I kind of hope next year is Miley Cyrus. I have a feeling it's going to be Miley Cyrus, and I had some other person thinking it was going to be headlining. Who was it? Miley Cyrus or someone else that's releasing new music soon. Anyway, she would be incredible because she loves festivals anyways, so it would be amazing. But yeah, I'll do more deep dive on it, kind of like the experience and in the pricing. The pricing was insane, crazy. Plus, like apparently they got new management right before, and it was just not as smooth running. So Katy Perry is not having a great run right now. So she went to space, obviously, and I think it's funny how people thought that they were going to be out there for like a month. Like, do you think they're going to go up there and like work or something? No, like this is what space people do, and I don't understand the need to go to space. I literally do not. Maybe like put up satellites or something, but like why do we have to keep going back? Like what could we possibly be learning up there that is beneficial to us? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not a scientist or a rocket scientist or an astronaut, so there's probably other things, but it's just so expensive. It seems like such a waste of money. Space is freaky anyway, and there's so much more that could be done on Earth. So that's just my opinion. I'm going to be really honest with you. Even though one of my favorite movies is Fly Me to the Moon. But people are mad at Katy Perry, of course, and it seems to be only Katy getting the heat, not the other women that were in this thing. My takeaway from it, people have been asking me, my friend Allie's like, what is your real, like, honest opinion about Katy Perry going to space? And I was like, I think it was, like, not necessary. Like, why? Like, why? And also, I'm like, Kate, you went to space. That's awesome. But like 2010, Katy Perry would have made it so fun and just like quirky and not serious. Like they come back down. They're up there for like what 10 minutes. They come back down and they act like they learned so much. Like they're so wise now. I'm like, no, be like, bitch, I went to space. Like she sang What a Wonderful World or something up there. And people are like, you're not going to sing any of your songs? She's like, no, this is like this is bigger than any of us. This is like super important. I need to be, important about this. And I'm like, no, this is not doing a thing. Sorry. Like it might inspire like younger girls who want to be astronauts that it's possible, but it's not doing anything. It's not like, I don't know. It could have been done without. I think it backfired a lot. Like, just kind of whatever she does now just backfires and she just can't catch a break, unfortunately. But, they did it. I was under the impression it cost $1 billion to go up there. Apparently it did not. It was more like 10 million, which is still an insane amount of money. But people are like, that's such a useless waste of carbon emissions, money, whatever. But I did find this thing from a astronaut, apparently. It's called the Space Gal, and she commented on someone's tweet or comment that was saying how bad it was for the environment, and she said this. She's like, the rocket is fueled by liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, so the exhaust is H2O. There are no direct carbon emissions. H2O is a greenhouse gas at higher altitudes, but there's not a lot of data on the impact of these smaller rockets with infrequent launches. More research is needed, especially if the cadence increases exponentially. And it's also important to note that the sourcing hydrogen isn't always clean. Emissions from this would be considered indirect emissions, kind of like emissions generated by creating batteries for electric vehicles. Considering this, it's estimated 400 tons of indirect CO2 per launch. That put that into perspective, a cross-country airplane flight is around 400 tons of direct CO2. So bottom line is it's all relative. Airplanes produce 40,000 times more CO2 than all the rockets in the world combined. So that is pretty cool. And I guess they brought down I don't know how rockets, like it takes off and then it, breaks apart into a million pieces. and usually they can't get those pieces back, but they were able to land the rocket back down on like a launch pad. So I guess that's a new thing. Anyway, some people getting in on the jokes were Wendy's, and Wendy's like, someone's like, Katy Perry's back from space, and Wendy's like, can we send her back? And Kesha went out and bought I'm guessing a meal, but she posted a picture of her drinking out of a Wendy's cup and sipping from a straw, and that was just like subtle shade to she doesn't forgive Katy because Katy worked again with Dr. Luke. But what I'm going to say again is I think it's in her contract, and she didn't work with him at all during the whole trial of Kesha and Dr. Luke. And I think she has to just fulfill the contract. Like, I don't think there's much she can do about it. I don't know how much she worked on, or how many songs he worked on it with her, but unfortunately that is how it is. So then Azealia Banks is terrifying. I want her and Tokyo Tony to go at it. I don't know if they've had beef yet, but Azealia Banks is a rapper, and apparently she has, I never listened to it, but apparently she has a really, really good album, and she's only done that one, and she doesn't really do anything more, but she's on Twitter constantly roasting people, calling out celebrities, and she's extremely smart. So the stuff she says, it's like you can't argue with her because she's like kind of correct. So I saw this. It said Kesha can't be shading Katy while she's still performing the music she made with Luke. Like, if you're that traumatized, you wouldn't be performing TikTok every effing time you step on stage. Plenty of people to write her some brand new spanking corny white girl raps, so I'm not gonna buy it. Kesha is mad, stupid, and corny. And someone's like, I mean, those are her biggest hits, and she helped create them. No shade, but how is she supposed to sell tickets? And Azalea's like, the question and the answer are coexisting. If Dr. Luke was really that terrible, and you're mad that Katy Perry is, in quotations, working with him because you clearly don't want his music to be valid, then why the F are you doing this, or still performing music you made with him? Katy's supposed to drop all of her hits in the trash just because you pressed an ugly Big Bird? Just because you pressed an ugly Big Bird? No. I don't know what this means. FOH with all the stupid white girl drama. Anyway, I think it's so funny. It's true, though. Like, with this rocket launch thing, Katy's the only one getting the heat from it. And from working with Dr. Luke, she's also the only one getting heat from it because Paris Hilton, Doja Cat, what's her name? I just forgot her name. Kim Petras. They've all worked with Dr. Luke, but no one talks about that. No one does. Anyway, I just thought it was funny how she kind of has a point there, but all right, what's next? 32 minutes. Wow, I've been just yapping away. Okay. Dua Lipa has a documentary. I don't know if I already talked about this because it sounds familiar, but it's called Camden. It's on Disney Plus, but it says watch it now with a Disney Plus / Hulu bundle. So I don't know if you can just watch it on Disney Plus if you don't have Hulu. I don't know. Let's see. Meg Thee Stallion has a new song coming out called Whenever. It's out April 25th, which is this coming Friday. Oh, this is interesting. Did you guys see that picture of Meredith Marks that she posted recently? I honestly thought it was a picture of her daughter. Like, I was like reading the caption thinking she was going to say, sending, I think her name's Khloe off to school or, something. No, it was her. Whoever facetuned this photo, okay, it needs to be stopped. Like, it's fine. I don't care if people facetune their photos and stuff, kind of clean it up. I just use filters like the Tezza app, but I don't really go in and like whiten my teeth or do anything. Maybe if there's like a strand of hair that's like kind of out of place, I'll get rid of it, but I haven't done that forever. These people that edit their photos so drastically that they don't even look like themselves. I'm like, I want people to see me in person and be like, oh, he looks like his pictures, maybe my pictures look a little bit better because of lighting and all that stuff, whatever. But I don't want people to see me in public and be like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Casey. They're like, no, that's a completely different person online. That's not you. So I'm telling you guys, I sent it to Catherine, and she's like, she looks younger than me. I'm like, I know she looks weird, but someone's like, the hands are Meredith Marks, and they do look like older ladies' hands. Not that she's old, but you know what I mean. But apparently, I just found this out today. There is a rumor that she threw a champagne glass at Britney on a first class flight back from Barbados. Something as a girls' trip for the new show. Apparently, I don't know why she would throw it at Britney though, because it sounds like yeah, yeah. I think it sounds like Whitney is trying to get this drama going, which that's why we have Whitney, you guys. People are always like, she's so annoying. She's always on her healing journey. Yes, yes, you are correct. But she evokes, is that the right word? Drama into the show. Like she makes drama happen, and that's what we need. I'm tired of these housewife franchises not giving us what they used to. Like I'm watching the beginning of Beverly Hills now. Oh my gosh, they're giving us everything, literally everything. So now, apparently, Whitney is trying to get Seth's, which is Meredith's husband, mistress on the show somehow. And apparently that's making Meredith mad, and she threw a glass at Brittany, and apparently Meredith is suspended for at least a week, and she is concerned that she's going to get fired. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't really know much more, and it sounds like from a valid source, but you never know. So we'll see. I really hope it shows in the. They don't really record on the planes. Like kind of when they're getting on and then maybe getting off, but that's about it. So I don't even know if they got it recorded. But makes for great television. All right, another housewife thing. Garcelle, we talked about her leaving Beverly Hills. Apparently she has unfollowed every housewife from Beverly Hills except for Jennifer Tilly and Kathy Hilton. But then I saw another thing. It said she's unfollowed everybody. So I don't know what is what, but I want to know what like happened. Like they obviously do not like each other. So that is that. Okay, so Prada has bought Versace for $1.4 billion. And I was like, that's a lot of money. But I was like, didn't Michael Kors buy Versace? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw that because I told my cousin Sadie that. She's like, Michael Kors bought Versace? How is that even possible? Michael Kors was pretty big, honestly. Sounds like they're struggling a little bit because I was correct. It says, yes, in 2018, Michael Kors Holdings, now Capri, is that how you say Capri? Capri Holdings, acquired Versace for over $2.1 billion. The deal also led to Michael Kors Holdings changing its name to Capri Holdings. Capri Holdings sold Versace to Prada primarily to strengthen its financial position and focus on revitalizing its core brands, Michael Kors and Jimmy Choo. The sale was also expected to allow Capri Holdings to make accelerated strategic investments, reduce debt, and potentially repurchase shares. So they must be struggling pretty badly if they sold it for almost $1 billion less, 700 million less than what they paid for it. That's crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, Prada is now the owner of Versace. I think I might do a Patreon episode of all the fashion houses that own each other. And have you guys been seeing with all these tariffs and stuff that China is releasing videos and information on how much it actually costs to make all this stuff we're buying and how we're like getting just screwed left and right? So it's kind of disheartening, but it's the world we live in, unfortunately. Okay, so I swear I saw this article and it said JCPenney is closing like 400 stores. So I was like, what? That's crazy. But then I went and kind of did my research. No, it says JCPenney store closures. 7 locations shuttering in the coming weeks. 1 store now staying open. I also didn't know this. JCPenney partnered with Forever 21, who we all know filed for bankruptcy and is leaving. Apparently they said they're going to come back. They're going to make a comeback somehow. I don't know how. I don't know. Do you guys think fast fashion is kind of like done? I know it's kind of people's only option now, but it's to the point where it's just so excessive. Why was there so much of it? I don't understand why had to be so many of each item. You know what I mean? Like you go into Forever 21, they were huge. They had so much stuff. And I'm like, no. Anyway, yeah, JCPenney announced it had partnered with Forever 21 to create a new company called Catalyst Brands. The merger also includes Brooks Brothers, which I think filed bankruptcy, Aeropostale, Lucky Brand, Nautica, and Eddie Bauer. Catalyst Brands was expected to open 1,800 store locations and hire 60,000 employees. JCPenney spokesperson previously told USA Today that the store closures are not related to the Catalyst brand merger. I guess people just aren't going. The JCPenney closures which were initially announced in February, come after more than 200 U.S. locations shuttered when the retailer filed for bankruptcy, Chapter 11 protection, in May 2020. The chain was later acquired by Simon Property Group and Brookfield Asset Management, Inc. in December 2020. So, I mean, they've closed a lot of locations. And, yeah. So, the 7 that are leaving in San Bruno, California, Denver, Colorado, Pocatello, Idaho, Topeka, Kansas, New Hampshire, North Carolina, West Virginia. So if you like JCPenney and you're in those areas, I am so sorry. Like I said earlier, Marina has a new album coming out. I think she announced it the day of Coachella, the day she performed, but it's called The Princess of Power. It's out June 6th. She has 3 songs out right now, Contissimo, Butterfly, and Cupid's Girl, and they're all pretty catchy. But they're not prima donna. I'm telling you guys, I know you've heard this song. If you're wondering like what I'm talking about, turn it on. I know you've heard it. If you haven't, you're welcome. It truly is one of the best pop songs ever, especially when you're in the car, driving, volume up, summer day, the bass is up. Like, I can't. There's a rumor that Ariana, I don't know why I said it with a space in the middle, a dash in the middle, Ariana may be having a new album coming out in the fall. She was seen leaving a studio. Okay, I pulled up the screenshot. It says, it's from Ariana News Central. TMZ reports that Ariana Grande has already finished recording her 8th studio album, which is set to be released this fall. According to the outlet, Ariana Grande has spent the past few months in a studio in New York working on her new long play with contributions from Max Martin, Isla, Tommy Brown, and someone else. The Eternal Sunshine era reignited Ariana's love and passion for music, so she decided not to miss this opportunity. The album is now complete and is described as a pop R&B record with jazz and soul influences. So, I hope that's true. I don't know. When I tell you, Eternal Sunshine, Brighter Days Ahead, Deluxe, whatever it's called, I am completely obsessed with it, you guys. I can't stop listening to that album. It is so good. It's truly one of my favorite albums of all time, and the fact that it jumped that quickly, that high, so quickly, I just can't even. It's just truly, it's such a good album, you guys. It's so good. So I don't know if her new stuff's going to hit like it did this one, but anyway, Haley Steinfeld teases new music, and I don't know if it's just for the new movie Sinners, which I heard is actually pretty good. But it's called Dangerous, and it's out now. The movie Sinners is also out, and it's getting pretty good reviews. I know I don't really look at reviews, but a lot of people have been saying that it's pretty good. Ryan Coogler directed it, and he is the guy that did Black Panther 2, and what other one did he do? He did something that's like a lot of people know him from. Creed. Yeah, that one. It's pretty good. What is the synopsis of Sinners? Let me read it for you. It says, from Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther and Creed, and starring Michael B. Jordan, comes a new vision of fear. Sinners, I don't know why I read it like that. Sinners, trying to leave their troubled lives behind. Twin brothers Jordan return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. So there we go. Haley kind of looks pretty scary in this, but I love her. I would watch anything she does. I need new music from her. Eric Dane, I think he's from Grey's Anatomy, right? I know he's from Euphoria. He has been diagnosed with ALS. He said in a People exclusive, I have been diagnosed with ALS. I'm grateful to have my family by my side as we navigate this next chapter. The 52-year-old actor is married to Rebecca Gayheart, and the couple share 2 children, Billie Beatrice, 15, and Georgia Geraldine, 13. I feel fortunate that I am able to continue working, and I'm looking forward to returning to the set of Euphoria next week. He says, I kindly ask all of you to give my family the privacy that we need. It says Dane, who stars as Jacob's family patriarch on Euphoria, is set to begin production of season 3 on the hit HBO show on April 14th. So, like a week ago. That's too bad. That's very unfortunate, but sounds like he is pushing through it and is optimistic. I'm shocked he's coming back to Euphoria. But yeah, it should be interesting. Some more Euphoria news. There was footage or stills taken of Cassie and Nate apparently getting married, Sydney Sweeney and Jacob Elordi getting married on Euphoria. There's also footage, there's no sound to it, it's just like from far away, of Zendaya and Alexa Demie, that's her name, right? Yelling at each other in an upcoming season of Euphoria. So that should be interesting. This is, supposedly it's set 5 years after high school. Thank goodness, because oh my god, if high schools were like that, if there's any high school out there like that, it needs to be shut down immediately. Like, immediately. Stevie Nicks is working on her new album after 14 years. So I don't know what it's going to sound like or anything like that. Natalie Portman is on the cover of Interview magazine. And I thought Tate McRae was going to be, but she must just be in it because she also posted about it, but no cover. It's just her with a stack of Interview magazines and you can't even see what the cover is. So I'm assuming she's probably in it because they usually have a lot of celebrities in one magazine. But it's the spring edition. And I think, Jacob Laughlin from Landman, he is the son of Billy Bob Thornton. I was in the gym the other day doing my cardio in the big theater room, and it was at Maze Runner, I think the second one was on, and he's in that. I'm like, he looks so young. That's crazy. Scary Movie 6 is supposedly in the works. It's coming out June 12th of next year. So that is exciting. Those movies are so they're so bad, but they're so funny. They're so funny, and people are like, if it's gonna be politically correct, then don't make it. We don't want it. I'm like, that is true. The Queen of Country Music, Dolly Parton, has a new exhibition showing. That sounds weird. Exhibit is what I'm thinking of. Anyways, exhibition opening at the Country Music Hall of Fame in May. This is a major exposition exploring the life and career of the woman who is arguably country music's biggest living superstar. Dolly Parton, Journey of a Seeker, will open at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in May and run through September 2026, the institution announced on Wednesday. The exhibition will include artifacts ranging from her musical instruments to handwritten lyrics for famous songs and cassette player Parton used to record demos, to a variety of outfits worn on album covers or in TV appearances over the years. Text will explore some of the transitional points in Parton's career. That'd be really cool to see. A book released in conjunction with the exhibit will go in depth on all the above and feature the stories behind some of Parton's classic songs, lectures, panel discussions, and concerts. Will also occur at the museum from June through to next year. And the museum is creating a playlist to accompany the exhibition that will premiere on all streaming services the day the display opens on May 20th. Being inducted in the Country Music Hall of Fame was one of the greatest moments of my life, and being able to have a personal exhibit for the fans that put me there is a very big deal to me, Parton said in a statement. This seeker is very proud and honored, and I hope you enjoy my journey. I will always love you. Oh. Yeah, anyway, it's pretty cool. Me and my friend Callie went to the Reputation tour in Nashville, which is where the Country Music Hall of Fame is, and they had a Taylor Swift exhibit there, and we went, and it was really cool. It was so cool. I'm so glad we got to do that. Benson Boone announced his new album, American Heart, at Coachella. Comes out June 20th, 2025. He's also going to be on SNL on May 3rd with Quinta Brunson as the host and him as the musical guest. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what turn he takes. He also sang a new song of his at Coachella. It's called Mystical Magical. It's fun. It's whatever, So, should be interesting. I've heard this rumor like 1,700 times, but apparently there's a Nicki Minaj documentary coming out, and it's supposedly on Netflix on July 16th. I can't find anything about it. So I Googled, and it said, while there is no specific Nicki Minaj documentary on Netflix, several resources mention a highly anticipated documentary titled Nicki, that Nicki Minaj has confirmed is coming soon. Additionally, a shorter docuseries, Ladies First, A Story of Women in Hip Hop, is available on Netflix, which features interviews with various female hip hop artists, according to Netflix. There's also a documentary titled My Turn, which is about Nicki Minaj, available on IMDb. So, still no official release date on that, or if it's actually a thing. Who knows? I think she's still on tour, or is it finished now? I know she extended it, but I'm still so mad that she had pre-sale like sign up and Salt Lake was on it, and I was like, oh, finally someone's coming here, and it comes out, ticket sales go on sale and Salt Lake's not on there anymore. I'm like, really, come on. I think they're complaining about people not going to concerts anymore, and I'm like, it's because it's hella expensive. Like, it is so expensive to go to even just a normal concert now. Like, my friends went to one the other day, and it's Role Model, who I like, but it's at a venue where you have to stand. It's like a warehouse venue, and they paid like $200 for tickets. That's not right. It should be like $45 for those. And the most expensive ones at like arenas and stuff should be like $250 maybe. Like that, we're just getting out of hand, and that's why, you guys, if anyone out there in the music industry is listening, that is why people don't want to go. I got tickets to Kesha after I just complained that she's being mean to Katy Perry. I will say her concert when she came with Macklemore was one of the funnest concerts I've ever been to. So Slater is opening up for her. I think I already talked about this, didn't I? Yeah. Anyway, I got tickets to it. Oh, Joan Rivers. I miss her so much. I still remember where I was when I found out she died. I was in line at Comic-Con for Salt Lake City before they got sued and had to change it to, what even is it now? FanCon? Fan something? Fan X, that's what it's called. I will say I went once. I don't need to go back. My friends were like in it for some YouTube things, so we got to go in, and I'm like, I don't ever need to come back here. No offense to anyone. It's not my cup of tea. But yeah, I was in line for that. She was recovering from surgery she had, and she just never made it back out. But it says they're going to have a all-star tribute coming in May. It says the iconic and trailblazing Joan Rivers, who passed away in September 2014, will be honored with a brand new special on NBC, known for her acerbic. Is that how you say that? Known for her acerbic wit and bold, fearless takes, Rivers inspired a generation of comedians and broadcasters, many of whom will appear on the program. Here's everything we know about it. Joan Rivers, A Dead Funny All-Star Tribute, is coming to NBC in May. The special will premiere Tuesday, May 13th at 10 p.m. Eastern on NBC. It was recorded at the historic Apollo Theater in New York City and will feature comedian titans like Rachel Brosnahan. Sorry. I'm like, I know her name. Brosnahan. Margaret Cho, Nikki Glaser. She's freaking hilarious. Tiffany Haddish. Chelsea Handler. I just finished her book. It's really good. Neil Patrick Harris. Bill Maher. Howie Mandel. Joe McHale. Tracy Morgan. Patton Oswalt. Aubrey Plaza. Sarah Silverman, Melissa Rivers, that's Joan's daughter, Jean Smart, oh my gosh, she's the one in Hacks, you guys, my favorite show of all time, and Rita Wilson. Performers will deliver a mix of classic Rivers zingers and modern stand-up, and there will be musical bits as well. Did you guys ever get the chance to watch Fashion Police like as it was airing? If you did, you were one of the lucky ones. I am one of the lucky ones. It was, oh my gosh, watching Fashion Police was so fun when Joan was there. She was just so funny and so mean, but so funny at the same time, and it just was never the same after her. An extended uncensored version of the special premiere on May 14th on Peacock. It will feature more comics who will be announced later. On Thursday, June 5th, 10 p.m., an encore presentation of the original will premiere on E! Given that I'm dead, I assume someone will finally decide to honor me. Well, it's about time, Rivers wrote on a letter she left her daughter, Melissa Rivers. I actually read the book her daughter wrote after she died, and it was just like stories of Joan and like what it was like growing up as her daughter, and it's really funny. It was really good. I actually might want to read it again. So Ava Max was also at Coachella. She made a special appearance, and We kind of had a feeling because she had billboards put up. And me and my friend Edgar were little Maxinistas. He's like, I was like, watch her cut her hair on stage because she does like that half bob thing. And I'm like, watch her cut her hair on stage. And I get a tweet like the day she was there, and it just says Casey in all capitals and like laughing hysterically. And it said, Ava Max cuts her hair live on stage. And I'm like, I told you, I called it. He's like, I know, that's so hilarious. Anyway, she says, I'm back. She was a surprise guest at a Coachella at the Sahara tent with DJ Alec. She says on her story that she has a fun and unique surprise for us this weekend, hinting at maybe another Coachella appearance, but I don't think she did. Now she's in Vegas. I just checked, and I still see no surprise, so I don't really know. Addison Rae was also at Coachella this last weekend. She came out with Charlie XCX, but she was also there the weekend before, and she came out with Arca, is what their band or singer's name is, and premiered her new song Headphones. It's the fourth single from her upcoming debut album. She announced the song while being a surprise guest at Coachella, and it has a music video. It's okay. It's not hitting like her first stuff or Diet Pepsi. Oh my gosh, Diet Pepsi is still so good. All right, Alex Cooper from Call Her Daddy, the podcast. This one's kind of interesting, is creating a new show. It says Lucy Hale to headline Dead Letters series based on a book and works at Netflix from Alex Cooper's Unwell and Capital. Alex Cooper owns Unwell, that's her whatever. In a very competitive situation with several major bidders, Netflix has landed for development Dead Letters, a drama starring and executive produced by Lucy Hale, Deadline has learned. An adaptation of Kate Dolan Leach's 2017 novel. The project comes from Unwell Productions, a company of Call Her Daddy's Alex Cooper and Aaron Kaplan's Capital Entertainment. It says Dead Letters is described as an addictive mystery whodunit meets psychological thriller centered on a pair of identical twin sisters, Ava and Zelda, played by Hale, period. When Ava returns home to a family vineyard in the wake of Zelda's sudden death, I can't take that name seriously, I'm sorry. It just reminds me of the video game. She must find out who murdered her beloved twin while reckoning with dangerous revelations about the woman Zelda had become in her absence. To complicate matters, Zelda knew she was in serious danger, so she left behind letters for Ava. Zelda's cryptic and gut-wrenching dead letters send Ava on a twisted scavenger hunt for the truth, forcing Ava to question everyone she's ever loved. Very interesting. I wonder if it'll do well. You know, like you see stuff like this and it's like, oh, it's got good people. The book is popular. But sometimes it just doesn't work. So it'll be interesting to see if this one takes off. A lot of magazine news this time. Billie Eilish is on the cover of British Vogue, the May edition. Florence Pugh is on the cover of Harper's Bazaar. Demi Moore is on the cover of Times magazine, Times 100 Most Influential, and it's written by Ryan Murphy. Ed Sheeran also has a cover written by Chris Hemsworth. I think that one's kind of weird. I have a sour taste in my mouth for Chris Hemsworth because I don't know if I've already talked about this, but when Miley and Liam got divorced, someone asked Chris, they're like, how's Liam doing? And he's like, oh, he's great. We finally got him back home where he belongs. He's safe now or something. I'm like, bitch, really? Like Miley Cyrus was such a threat to him. Also, during COVID, he has his own app. There's like an exercise app, a workout app, and it actually is really good. But he's doing a sale, and he said sign up through an internet link, not through the app, and you'll get a discount. And so I did that. I had the proof and everything, and they charged me full price. And I'm like, no, I did what you said. And they're like, well, it doesn't look like it. I'm like, here's the proof. I have it. They're like, no, sorry. I'm like, that's really shady. So I don't know. After that, I'm kind of like, yeah. Also, Snoop Dogg has a cover, and it's written by Coda. So that's kind of interesting. Khloe Kardashian was on Call Her Daddy, and I listened to it this morning. It's a really good episode. You know, a lot of celebrities don't answer questions. They kind of like either go off on tangents or just completely not answer the question. Khloe answers these questions, and she does a really good job, and she takes time and thinks about it, and her answers are really, well thought out, and it's pretty good. It's a good one to listen to if you want. Also, she's had Ed Sheeran on there and Lauren Graham lately, so that's kind of interesting. Miley Cyrus's movie For Something Beautiful will premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival in June, so that's kind of exciting. Lorde has a new song coming out, apparently. She keeps teasing it. It's called What Was That? So there's no official release date, but it just says out soon. So I don't know when that could be. It could be tomorrow. I was thinking it was going to be this weekend sometimes. It is not. I think we'll end on this one. Liam Payne's girlfriend, Kate Cassidy, is on Jay Shetty's podcast, the On Purpose podcast. She kind of talks about her relationship with Liam and kind of all the stuff that happened during it, apparently. I haven't listened to it yet, but it'll probably be a good one. I think that's it for me. I gotta go mow the lawn. It's that time of year again where I have to mow the lawn, which I really love, but it just takes a long time. And the grass is super long right now. Plus, it's kind of chilly outside. I might go lay down and take a little bit of a nap because I didn't go to bed till about 4 this morning. So there is that. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Make sure to tell all your friends about it. If there's any celebrity you want me to talk about or topic, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Yeah, I figured out though, there's a new, well, it's not new, it's new to me. I figured out how to record video also. So I'm going to try that. It's going to take me a minute. So, give me some time, but I've been wondering, like, how do you actually do it? Like, what plug do I need to go from my camera to my computer? What program do I need to have the computer and the microphone sync up? What lighting do I need? Like, I can't figure all that out. And then I tried this new thing that the Spotify for podcasters suggested. And I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. So, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for listening. I will see you next week. And if you have not watched Gagachella, Lady Gaga's set, yet, you should. I also posted a bunch of the songs that I loved and recorded while I was there on my on the phone TikTok page, so you can go ahead and look at there. And I will see you guys next week. Also, be sure to check out the new Patreon on Friday. If you subscribe, I'm pretty sure you get the first week free. Is it the week or month, something? And then it's $5 a month after that, but you get every single episode I've ever recorded after that. So the whole archive of it. And it's a pretty good deal for $5 a month and help struggling artists like myself. Anyway, thanks. Bye.